This video is going to be over scientific notation and the types of questions that you're going to see on the OGT. Alright, let's review really quickly some things here. When using your calculator, just remember that you want to use this button right here for the exponent. So this button is for this, so you would write it on your calculator, 3.009 times 10 caret -6. Here's your negative sign. Okay, and when you do that on your calculator, that means that it's going to go back 6 spaces. So go ahead on your calculator and hit 3.009 times 10 caret -6, and you should get 5 zeros in front. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 0, 0, 9. If you want to check that, the decimal point was here. The decimal point was here, so we're going to count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is correct. Now, let's go ahead and try. I want you to try some problems here. We're going to take these standard. This is going to be standard to scientific. So remember here, our decimal point always has to be in the middle of the numbers. So they always have to be right here with one number on the left side of the decimal. So we already know that this has to be 8.96 times 10 to the something. Well, if the decimal point has to be here, it took us 1, 2, 3 spaces to get to that decimal point in the negative direction, so it's -3. We already know that this has to be 5.67 times 10 to something. Our decimal point is all the way down here, so how do we get from this decimal point to this decimal point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 to the 8th. You go ahead and try the next 4 and hit pause and then come back and check your answers. Well, now that you're back, let's check this answer. This is supposed to be 9.8 times 10 to the what? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -6. This is 5.67 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, -4. This is 6.7 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this would be 5.6 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 to the 4th. Alright, now let's practice taking scientific notation. So now this is going to be scientific to standard. Alright, now we know that this is saying that's moving 4 decimal places to the right, so that's 1. Alright, this means again it's 4 to the right, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have 2 place values, so 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is actually going to be 76,700. This is saying it's moving 8 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This -6 means 6 to the left. So starts here and goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is saying -7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hopefully that's helped you review how to change those into scientific and standard notation. Now, here's our first problem. The diameter of a pollen grain from a flower can range from 0.000004 inches to 0.00002 inches. Which of the following would be an equivalent description of the range of the diameters of pollen grains? So, what they're asking us to do, remember we always need to do KDAC. What do we know? What do we need to do? And how are we going to answer it? So, we know that one grain is 0.00004, and we know that one grain is 0.0002. Alright, so now we also need to know that we need to find an equivalent description of those. The word equivalent means equal. Alright, so now what we need to do is find which one of these A, B, C, or D is equal or the same to the two in the question. So the easiest thing that I think that we should do is we should just figure these out. So on your calculator, we're going to start with letter A. And so we're going to do 4 divided by 100,000. So go ahead and do 4 divided by 100,000. And you should get 0.00004. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has six zeros, and this has 4 zeros. So we know automatically that this is not right. So let's do the next one. Let's do 4 divided by 10,000. Or I'm sorry, 10 million. 4 divided by 10 million. So this you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 2 divided by 10,000. Here you get 0.0002. Well, this only has 3 zeros, so we know that this is not right. Okay, the next one is 4 to the negative 10 to the negative 6. So you can do this on your calculator by doing 4 times 10 caret negative 6. And you should get 0.000004. Alright, well this only has 5 zeros, so we know that's not right. So we're left with D, but I'm going to check just to make sure. So 4 times 10 to the negative 7 is 0.000004. And 2 times 10 to the negative 5 is 0.00002. So that is correct. So it's easier just to go through each answer to make sure which one is correct. The next question says, which expression represents 270,000 written in scientific notation? Well, what we need to know is we need to know that we automatically know that it needs to be 2.7. So we know that 2.7 times 10 to the something. So we know that A is not right, B is not right, and D is not right. So just by looking at this question, we know that C is correct because it's the only one that's in proper form. The diameter of the Sun is 864,000 miles. How can this value be expressed in scientific notation? Well, again, we automatically know it needs to be 8.64 times 10 to the something. So A could be right, B is wrong, C is wrong, and D could be right. So we need to know if it's positive 5 or negative 5. Well, if we are going to move our decimal starting here all the way down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're moving in this direction, which is the positive direction, so it has to be A. The next one says the power output of a nuclear reactor is 2.4 times 10 to the 7 watts. Which numbers express the same value in standard notation? Well, we know it has to be 2, 4 something, so we know that B is wrong and C is wrong. So now we need to go 7 spaces. So starting at 2.4, go 7 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That goes 6 spaces. Let's check this one. 2.4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 spaces, so it has to be letter D. Jupiter's diameter is 88,640 miles. How is this measurement expressed in scientific notation? Well, we automatically know that it has to be 8.864 times 10 to the something. So we know that this one could be it, B could not be it, C could be, and D could not because it's not in proper form. These two are not in proper form. So now we need it to look like this, 88640. Well, if we start right here, we need to move 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to the positive, so it has to be letter C. Alright, well hopefully this has helped you understand how to do scientific notation from word problems, and if you have any other questions, make sure you contact your teacher for help.